What's up, everybody, and welcome to not just another episode of the Looking for My Fit podcast, but to a special episode of the Looking for My Fit podcast. My name is Jamaica, and I'm so happy that you have decided to tune in, especially for this episode. So, we're just jumping right into it today, y'all. I have been in a state of self reflection. Could be because my birthday is coming up. I don't know, but there has been a sense of frustration with me. Now, let me go ahead and say this. I had an episode not too long ago that was called Two Things Can Be True. And that is a very accurate statement for my life at this current moment. Right now, I am in a place of happiness. I feel happy. I'm blessed. I'm in a good space. I love where I work. I love what I do. And my family's doing well. I am in a great space. At the same time, I have this little gnawing thing on the inside that, just has me thinking about different ideas, dreams that I've had in the past that I honestly just didn't have the courage to pursue. I have some untapped potential, is what I like to call it. And I really don't believe I've ever truly lived up to my fullest potential in a lot of different ways. I believe that God has blessed me with some amazing gifts, and I do feel like I put forth a conscious effort to operate in those gifts, but at the same time, I'm conservative with how I do it. And I think that the knowing of that is what is gnawing at my heart right now. Like, you know that you have these gifts and that there are so many things that you want to pursue. And so the question is like, why aren't you pursuing those things? Well, I have been kind of going back and forth with those feelings for a while. And then today, I came across a post on LinkedIn that just slapped me across my face. Sometimes you kind of need that, metaphorically speaking. So, what I want to do, I want to share the post that I read, and then I want to share the questions that I asked myself. And I hope that in you hearing this post and then also hearing the questions, that if you are in that same space where you know that there is like this dream or this bigger thing you always wanted to do, that you just have completely let go of the idea of even pursuing for one reason or another. I hope that this will encourage you to do some self reflection as far as like why you let that go, and then start thinking about how you can start pursuing that like now. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. The post that I saw, I do not know this person, but their post came across my feed, and um, like I said, it just truly blew me away. So the person's name is Melek. First name is Melek. I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name, but that's a pretty unique name. So I think if you were to go on LinkedIn and search for this person, you would see the post. And I'll just mention that because I want to give credit where it's due. But here's how it goes. It says, the biggest thing that ever held me back, my own thinking, not the economy, not my background, not my skill set. Just a quiet voice that said, "You're not ready. You're not qualified. Who do you think you are?" Then she goes on to say, belief comes before results. If you don't believe something is possible for you, you'll subconsciously make sure it never is. And those sneaky excuses, I've made them all. I'm too young. I'm too old. I'm not strategic enough. I'm not business minded. Here's the thing, every person who built something extraordinary started where I am, where you are. They just chose to believe bigger. So, this is my reminder to myself and maybe to you too. Think bigger. Speak kindly to yourself. Show up like what you want is already possible because it is. Y'all, when I say she hit that thing on the head, She hit it on the head. My biggest obstacle is myself. I get in my own way with my own thoughts. And I have some self-reflecting that I need to do. So like I said, I'm not gonna share all that today. I will definitely come back and revisit this in a future episode, but for the sake of you being able to do your own self-reflection, I don't wanna focus on my thoughts with this. I want you to kinda sit and wrestle with your thoughts after hearing that. But I will share the 3 questions that I am going to be answering for myself so that I can start making some moves. And so the first question is, when did you stop believing big? So to you, I pose that question. When did you stop believing big? When did you become a realist? When did you stop believing that the thing that you wanted to do or wanted to pursue, this idea that you had was not possible? When did you stop thinking that you can make that happen? Second question is, what is the one dream or goal that you stopped working towards or never even pursued that stays on your mind constantly? So again, you're going about your life, you're in a happy place. So I'm not even saying that this is one of those situations where you're miserable. You know, we talked last week about staying in familiar situations. I'm not even talking about that. I'm saying, like, you could be in a great space and happy and things are going well, and even within that, there is, like, this thing, this dream, this goal that you think about all the time, never leaves, always finding a way to pop back in your mind. What is that one thing that keeps coming up to you constantly? And then this last question, I hope that when you hear it, you'll make a decision to, like, really jump in. And the question is, how can you show up over the next 30 days to get closer to accomplishing that goal? So, the real challenge right here, y'all, is to show up. And again, how I show up and why I'm showing up may be completely different from why you show up and how you're going to show up. And that doesn't even make a difference. The goal for the next 30 days is to not shrink, to not give up, to not disqualify yourself. The goal is to start showing up and being intentional about doing things, something every day over the next 30 days that helps you to get closer to at least starting the work towards that goal. So, again, I'm going to read those 3 things back really quickly. When did you stop believing big? What is the one dream or goal that you start working towards or never even pursued that stays on your mind constantly? And how can you show up over the next 30 days to help you get closer to accomplishing that goal? So, again, I have thoughts and I have some definite answers to these questions. And I also feel like I have another level of self reflection that I need to do. But it is my prayer that if you know that you have been getting in your own way and you're sick of it, I hope that this was the nudge that you needed. If you've been praying for a sign, I hope that this is it. Like, oh my gosh, I have been asking for a sign. This is it. It's time to start taking some steps towards that. And before I go ahead and sign off from this, I saw a post on Instagram for one of my favorite people to follow. Her name is Jordan Guyton. And she it's just like a little positive corner on the side, but you should go and see her because she helps um female entrepreneurs who are looking to help scale their business by using social media. And I actually had a chance to I just used to sit in and see her live videos and stuff all the time. But anyway, she's really phenomenal. But today she put up a post and I was like, well, Lord, I already knew what I was going to talk about. And then this comes up. So I'm going to share this with you, and then we're going to go ahead and sign out of this thing. And we're going to revisit and we're going to talk about some of these things starting next week. But as I get ready to sign off, I'm going to share her post and hope that this resonates with you too. I dare you to let go of the doubt and trust yourself completely. The blessing still has your name on it. So let's reflect on those questions and let's start moving towards those goals. I'll catch you all next week on the next episode. Bye.